Good morning and welcome. My name is Steve Miller. I'm the proud principal here at Eastern High School, the pride of Capitol Hill. First, I want to begin by thanking Mayor Muriel Bowser for her continued investments in schools throughout the district. In her budget for the upcoming year, she's ensuring that the city can provide the infrastructure needed to keep students safe as they walk, bike, and even scoot to and from school. Through programs such as Safe Streets for Students, safety infrastructure around schools, and sidewalk gap projects. Today, Mayor Bowser launches another program in partnership with the Department's District of Transportation to improve mobility for pedestrians and help reduce driver-pedestrian crashes. And they're starting by sprucing up our area and campus around Eastern High School. Having accessible sidewalks is important for the safety of our students and the surrounding community. When sidewalks are well maintained, free from hazards and debris, it reduces barriers for students to navigate campus independently and promotes healthy lifestyles. Thank you again to Mayor Bowser and agencies like DDOT and DPW for their support to our students as they travel to and from school and throughout the district. And now it's my pleasure to welcome Mayor Bowser to the podium.
Thank you, Principal. Thank you. Well, let's thank Principal Miller, and we know that the children have some important work inside of Eastern Senior High School today. It's a testing week, and we wish them all the best, and we will get out of their hair real soon. And we were just celebrating Eastern Senior High School at our digital empowerment event last week. And I hear we have one of the highest ranked esports teams in the nation right here at the Pride of Capitol Hill. And it is also great for us to be here. And I want to acknowledge members of my team at DPW, at DDOT. Who else is here? Dimwa. Thank you, everybody. Clean City for being here to help us kick off Back to Basics week. And to that end, all of our teams and with our communities and our ANC commissioners are focused on those things that keep our city clean, safe, and beautiful. And we do all that in the form of spring cleaning. So you're going to see our crews out. Of course, the start of the mowing season is upon us. Keeping medians clean, and I ask you to look out for them and to be safe. In March, DPW began residential sweeping and mowing. And the Office of the Clean City has held cleanups in all 8 wards. In fact, on Saturday, volunteers picked up over 20,000 pounds of trash in every ward. Spring is also when DDOT relaunches its roadway repair program. So you know what that means. You're going to see a lot of construction work out across the city, miles of sidewalk, roads, alleys, all taking advantage of the summer weather. In 2018, for example, DDOT paved over 320 miles. So we want to thank all of our residents who have reported broken or missing sidewalks. And the Deputy Mayor is also bringing DPW and other partner agencies for a special spring project called the Great Corridor Cleanup for the next 3 weeks. More than a dozen agencies and partners will target 19 corridors across the city, including Georgia Avenue, Martin Luther King, South Capitol, and Benning Road Northeast. And together they will clean the streets, alleys, and sidewalks and dispose of bulk trash, remove graffiti, and inspect vacant properties. When we did something similar in 2022, we collected more than 450 tons of waste. So we are proud, of course, when visitors come to our city and they remark on how clean it is, how green it is, and how beautiful it is. And none of that happens by accident. We're grateful to all of our employees who contribute to that. Let me just highlight a couple of things in my budget. that helps us get that work done, including $40 million in infrastructure improvements around schools. It's very important for us to achieve our goals of traffic safety, that our young people are safe on their commutes to school. And we're committed to a series of interventions designed to make the roadways safer. $32 million to continue to build out our network of bike lanes, like C Street's protected bike lane. $47 million for the 11th Street Bridge Park, which will connect Anacostia and Fairlawn with Capitol Hill and the Navy Yard, and $3 million to continue our successful curbside composting program. So with that, I want to acknowledge our directors who are here. First to speak will be Director Sharon Kirschbaum, followed by Director Spriggs from DPW. And I think we're going to hear from our ANC Commissioner, Kimberly Martin. So with that, DDOT's Director Sharon Kirschbaum. There you are.
Thank you so much. Good morning. My name is Sharon Kirschbaum, and I am the Acting Director for the Department of Transportation. I want to start by thanking Mayor Bowser for her support and her investments that continue to put a great deal of focus on our infrastructure. Today, it is my pleasure to address you on behalf of the District Department of Transportation and to talk a little bit about our Pave DC efforts and our Spring Step DC campaign. As we celebrate Back to Basics season, we recognize the tireless efforts of our DC government employees, showcase our progress and innovation in city services, and share the exciting strides that we are making as part of DC's comeback. At DDOT, we are steadfastly committed to enhancing the quality of life for all residents and visitors of the district. One of our flagship initiatives, Pave DC, stands as a testament to this commitment. Pave DC exemplifies our dedication to improving transportation infrastructure by systematically resurfacing roadways, repairing sidewalks, and enhancing safety measures across the city. Through Pave DCs, we are not only laying down smoother roads and sidewalks, but laying down the foundation for a more connected and accessible city. Today, DDOT maintains nearly 1,500 miles of sidewalks, and thanks to our regular repairs and replacement work, sidewalk conditions are continuously improving. DDOT has restored roughly 2,500 blocks, or nearly 300 miles of sidewalks since 2018. This year, our major focus of our work will showcase our commitment to pedestrian safety. These pathways not only connect us physically, but symbolically. A recent citywide sidewalk assessment showed the vast majority of our sidewalks, over 90%, meet our standards, but we realize that we do have some that are in need of repair and enhancement. Mayor Bowser's investments in sidewalks allow us to double down on our commitment to pedestrian safety and accessibility. The mayor's proposed 25 capital improvement plan budget includes $115 million to continue sidewalk restorations where they are most needed. In a city where walking is not just a mode of transportation, but a way of life, ensuring the safety and usability of our sidewalks is paramount. This year, Mayor Bowser's FY25 budget also includes significant investments to build infrastructure needed to keep children safe as they walk and bike to and from school. I am elated to announce the launch of Step DC, our innovative sidewalk transformation enhancement program. Step DC represents a proactive approach to improving mobility for pedestrians by addressing streets with sidewalk gaps and increasing our support of sidewalk spot repairs. By strategically enhancing sidewalks and implementing innovative traffic calming measures, we will create a safer and more inviting pedestrian environment throughout the city. Before I close, I want to lift up the invaluable contributions of each and every DC government employee who works tirelessly to make our city a better place to live, work, and thrive. Their hard work and dedication are the driving force behind our collective success. So to the DDOT family and our agency partners, thank you. And to Mayor Bowser, thank you for your steadfast leadership and ensuring agencies like DDOT are able to stay focused on the basics and support a city that is equitable, vibrant, and resilient for generations to come. I am pleased to introduce our ANC Commissioner of 7C08, Kimberly Martin.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. ANC Commissioner Kimberly Martin. My single member district is 7C08. which is across from like the Capitol Gateway area of East Capitol Street near Southern Avenue. Old 58th is what I usually say for those who are familiar. As an ANC commissioner, I can attest to a lot of these services that the city offers, like Helping Hands, Office of Clean City. Working with my neighbors is getting like having cleanups for my immediate neighborhood as well as other neighborhoods in Ward 7. Right now we do a cleanup along East Capitol Street. As you can imagine, being on the border of DC and Maryland, you find a lot of dumping or litter like in an excess amount that you would normally say in a corridor where there are a lot of businesses and things. So I just say these services are paramount to my neighborhood, and I'm sure every neighborhood across the city. And using them, I encourage ANC commissioners to work with our DPW and DDOT contacts as far as like putting in 311 requests, getting neighbors to do it as well, as that is important to help them, help us do their job. And I think that's key. That's all I have to say today, and I just want to introduce the tall, dark, and handsome DPW Director Spriggs.
Don't believe the hype. Good morning, everyone. I'm happy to be here in Ward 7 with my frontline team and to resume our spring operations. I want to thank you, Mayor Bowser, for supporting DPW efforts, leading the way for hosting new initiatives and providing dynamic leadership during an historical third term. Special thanks to Acting Director Sharon Kirschbaum for fostering the collaboration between DPW and DDOT. Recent events remind us on crucial roles in safeguarding the city infrastructure. I also want to acknowledge my introducer, Kimberly Martin, for her dedication to Ward 7 cleanliness through DPW program, and Eastern High School Principal Steve Miller, who's also a veteran, and for that I thank you for your service. Thank you for joining us here today. It's spring cleaning time for DPW, and as the mayor noted, DPW is working with the Office of Deputy Mayor Operations and Infrastructure on the extensive deep cleaning throughout the city. This is a truly all-hands-on-deck operation as we move in tandem to not only clean streets and alleys, but also remove gum from sidewalk, prune vegetation overgrown, and inspect vacant properties that are dumping grounds for litter. I want to thank my great street corridor cleanup partners, DDOT, DC Health, Department of Building, Department of Small and Local Business Development, MPD, DC Clean Teams, and the bids. This commitment for these agencies helped DPW do its job to keep the DC public space clean, not just during spring and special events, but throughout the year. As the mayor noted, last month saw the return of much of DPW's spring operations, like our sign street sweeping programs and our streets and alley program. Later this spring, we will kick off our annual graffiti wipeout campaign, a citywide blitz with special target major corridors and concerns. Spring also means the return of DPW Helping Hands program, which will help give the city a new hope for this year. We will continue to work with our communities who use the program to secure all the tools they need to coordinate their neighborhood cleanups. But we will also work proactively with Helping Hands ambassadors like Commissioner Martin and others, so DPW can help an even greater role in our residency beautification efforts. I'm excited about the program and innovation, and we are implementing this spring and look forward to sharing more of our initiatives in the upcoming months. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so thank you. You're going to see our teams out. ANC commissioners are fantastic partners to us in this spring cleaning work. So thank you to our ANCs. Neighbors, DPW puts out a lot of information about how you can help, what your responsibilities are for your private property, and also working with Clean City or your ANC commissioner, how you can do a cleanup in your own neighborhood. So with that, I'll turn to a few questions. Any questions? Any press questions? Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Mayor Rebecca with 7 News here. If you can tell us about the essentialness of this program and how important it is to both accessibility and, of course, those with disabilities.
It's hugely important that we have a complete network of sidewalks, and while we are pretty well covered in the city, there are parts of our city that don't have a complete sidewalk network, and we have been very focused on that. We've also been focused on keeping our sidewalks in good condition. As you know, a sidewalk that is not in good condition can be dangerous to anybody using it, especially for people who have different mobility devices. So it is really, really critical that we keep an eye on it. We like when our school leaders and neighbors tell us about issues. We have very proactive inspections happening. We're well underway to completing our investment in street lights, which also make walking safer on our sidewalks, and we'll keep that work underway.
And Mayor, some off topics on the GW encampment, if I may. Now we're learning there's been a planned House committee meeting that's going to be happening next week on MPD's reported refusal to clear out the encampments over at GW. You've been called on to testify. Will you be testifying?
I understand that a notice went out as I was standing here, and I will review that, and the city will definitely have a response.
And have you been able to review the letter sent yesterday by congressional committee chairs? They've been criticizing this. The letter was sent to you and to the police chief. What would be your response to that?
I thought it was interesting. And now the members have universities in their own districts, especially the member from North Carolina. And I was watching a lot of activity in North Carolina. It would seem that her energy would be best placed there.
And could you tell us what came of your meeting yesterday with GW officials?
We are in constant communication with GW officials and have been throughout to be supportive, to hear their concerns, and for them to understand how to work directly with the district government.
Is there something you want to see here, or is it continuing to monitor? What's your take?
Is something, what do you mean? Is there something I want to see here?
As far as how things develop, I know you're continuing to monitor to make sure things stay peaceful as they have.
Correct.
Do you have a stance either way on whether you feel the encampment should be cleared or not?
Our job is to police our laws and to maintain safety in the District of Columbia. And MPD, of course, is our judge of that. Yes.
Hi, Leonard Fleming, DC News Now. Are you concerned about another effort of encroachment by the Republicans in Congress to get involved in this situation at GW?
Get involved in what way?
Get involved in and basically saying to you and the police chief that you should have cleared this camp out. Are there concerns that
they have a right to hold hearings, and it sounds like they've issued a hearing notice. You should know that we proactively engage with Representative Comer, with Chairman Comer and his staff very regularly, as we have in the last days, and we will continue to do that. Does that answer your question? Okay.
Hi, Mayor.
Yes.
Hi, Bianca Lumpkin from Fox News Channel. I have a question for your meeting that you had with GW officials. Would you say that you denied or turned down their request for help?
I haven't ever turned down requests for help. We support all of our employers, all of our universities, and our police. Police the laws of the District of Columbia. But I also wouldn't talk about particulars of any private meeting that I have.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I have one.
Yes.
Hi, Mayor. So the DEA is going to possibly reclassify marijuana on a federal level. How does this impact DC's interesting hodgepodge of legalized weed?
I'm not sure. What the change. I think they changed it from a class 3 to a class 1, or I may have that the wrong way. And I don't know what that means for banking laws, and I don't know what that means yet, though I'll get a rundown from my team on the riders that prohibit tax and regulation, which is really, really what drives our public safety concerns. I think the prohibitions on banking are also of interest to us. That would, I think, make the medicinal market safer on the way to a tax and regulate system. Yeah.
Mayor John Duran with WUSA. There's been some talk this week about crime being down in the district at this point. Is there anything or a few things you'd be able to point your finger or put your finger on that's been working, that's driving those numbers down?
Yes, I think the ability for prosecutors and judges to hold people who are using guns pre-trial is directly related to a lot of the violent crime decrease, especially when we look at assaults with dangerous weapons. And so our ability to ask for those pretrial holds, prosecutors and judges to feel confident in issuing those pretrial holds, to me it means that we're holding the right people, and those are the people who have indiscriminately used guns in our city. And while we see the numbers trending in the right direction, we're not where we need to be. So we need to continue to support our police officers. We need to continue to focus on building great cases, prosecutors prosecuting those cases, making sure that the police can implement our drug-free zones across all 8 wards. So I hesitate to say is one thing because we've worked on a series of interventions, but I believe firmly that the right people are being held because they're the people who are using guns in our city. Okay, thank you everybody.